Okay, welcome to How to Grow a Six-Figure PT Business in 6 months. I know some of you guys have obviously attended some of my webinars before. For those of you who don't yet know me, my name is Jason Grossman, and I will be sharing with you over the next hour a little bit more about myself, but even more importantly, a little bit about yourself. And you might be thinking, what the heck does that mean? So you're in for a trip over the next hour, because those that know me know that I can be a little bit deep, because I truly believe it's not just about making money. Although the title is called How to Grow a Six-Figure PT Business in 6 months, I've got to be honest, I have an ulterior motive here. An ulterior motive to invite you guys to become a bit more aware of my true passion, which is helping people turn your dreams into a reality. And it sounds a little corny, and before you hang up and disappear, I just want to invite you for a moment to think about that. Think about what it would mean for you to be able to begin to choose to live the lifestyle that perhaps you've only dreamed of. I truly believe that all of us have a flame within us, a flame for many people that burns smallly, but for others burns so brightly it almost controls them. And I believe that that flame is the motivator. That is the flame that determines the motivation to create action, begin to create the momentum for us to create the lifestyle that we desire. And the fuel for that fire is the why. Why is it so important? Why do we do anything? Most people react to their external stimuli. They react to their environment. They react to their time. They react to the telephone or Facebook. They react to their business. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about how to switch that power dynamics. A lot of the stuff in which I'm going to cover over the next hour, or to go for about an hour, a lot of stuff I'm going to cover over the next hour will be quite simple and quite straightforward. There is a difference between knowing and doing. How long can you really know something without doing it before you no longer know it, you know? Bruce Lee used to have a favorite saying, and those that have seen me perform live know this is one of my favorite sayings as well. And Bruce Lee used to say, he used to say, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not, he is a fool, shun him. He who knows not and knows that he knows not, he is simple, teach him. He who knows and knows not that he knows, he is asleep, awaken him. And he who knows and knows that he knows, he is wise, follow him. And I had the opportunity to see Tony Robbins perform live last year in Australia. And I've been following Tony Robbins for about 10 years, and you'll notice, yes, I know I can talk a little fast, and it might be a little bit challenging to keep up at times, but that's because this is what excites me. It excites me working with people to go, well, what are your dreams? Because anything you perceive to be a dream up until now has been there because it's been outside your realm of reality. So I want to extract that, bring that into your realm of reality, create a specific how-to and action plan, align your psychology for that, track and monitor the results to ensure that you are getting results you desire. If not, you can make the necessary changes. Then the most important and critical step is having somebody or a team or people keep you accountable to sticking to that plan. And that is my passion. And whether it be through business coaching and helping people create enough passive income to not have to work again, whether it be through life coaching and relationships, or whether it be through online personal training and helping people lose weight, we understand it's not just about the weight loss. It's deeper than that. It's about living 20, 30 years longer, seeing their grandchildren grow up, walking their own children down the aisle, not having to go to bed at night worrying about money or health. Cancer and heart disease is a huge, huge topic right now. And I think that most stress is created by struggling financially or struggling with health. Now, I'm just going to move forward today, and I want you guys to understand that I believe there's two elements to running a successful business in this industry. That there's the business element and there's the spiritual element. That I think it's really important that we understand why we're doing what we're doing. We're passionate. We want to make a difference. People come to me all the time, personal trainers, say, you know what, I want to help people. And my response to that is, well, that's great, but you need to have a balance between that and the business elements. Because have you ever, been so focused on helping people that you cut into your own profit margins or earn prices, and then you end up missing out, and you're too nice? And look, some of you probably understand where I'm coming from. And then they get some people to say, well, you know what, Jason, it's not it's not about the money. I just want to help people. And again, my response is, well, that's probably why you're broke. And then I get people say, you know what, I just want to make more money. And then I say, well, here's $1. Get out of here. So you want to be really specific and really clear on what it is exactly that you want and why you want it. So in the program that we go through, all our coaching programs, our life coaching, business coaching, online personal training, I've created over the last 8 or 9 years, actually a bit longer now, a program called the Mental Vitamins Program, where we work with you and our coaches work with you to align your values, reimprint limiting beliefs, eliminate toxic habits and self-sabotaging habits and patterns, and overcome any fears or doubts that might have been standing in your way. And that's the first part of it. Today I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to pretend that we've already gone through that, and we're going to look at the logistics of business in 7 steps. I'm also going to give you a bonus 2 steps. So I'm going to get to the meaty goodness very soon if you stick with me. Those that stick to the end, I will have a prize. So I'm going to be giving away a package prize, which is our full entire 6-figure blueprint program. As you may have seen, there's over 50 videos in there with all our marketing strategies, marketing plans, sales funnels, all the systems, time management, everything we go through today. Took me 6 months of 13 years of consolidated information into that one program, sell it for $99. We'll also include for that winner the Get 5,000 Facebook Fans program, which is valuable. Well, we sell it at the moment for $49. Again, there's almost 30 videos in there, complete video set on how I've managed to grow 250,000 followers on Facebook. Some of you may have seen our 7-day detox page, which has almost 100,000 fans in it in about 5 months. We've had some great success with that there as well. Also, I'll throw on the personal training business kit, which has every template you could ever imagine a need for a personal training business. So those that stick to the end, I guarantee not only will you have some learnings, not just from what I'm going to share with you, but probably the aha moments that you have. And it might be an aha moment within 5 minutes from now. It might be towards the end. It could be somewhere else. But I'm sure that if you stick to this webinar until the very end and stay with us, that you'll find yourself easily learning some information that could help you in building a 6-figure business in 6 months. If you're listening to me right now, then I'm guessing not only are you a personal trainer, but you're not yet on 6 figures. And if you do want to earn 6 figures, my question to you is why? Why do you want to build 6 figures? Why is it that you want to make 6 figures? $2,000 a week or $100,000 a year, is that really going to make you happy? Of course not. Pieces of paper or plastic in Australia, they don't make us happy, not at all. But it's what it means for us. The lifestyle we can create for ourselves. The lifestyle we can create for our loved ones. Being able to see your firstborn take their first step. Being able to hear their first words. And many of us have parents that are reverse role models that work 9 to 5 and work long hours, and they're at work trying to make money to put food on the table, and then they're thinking about their family. And then with their family, they're like, oh, I should be at work making money, and then they get this seesaw. I'm here today to tell you that it can be easier than that, much easier. And I'm hoping for those of you that are listening right now that you understand that 6 figures is barely even the beginning. So today is about the first step of the rest of your business life, which is the beginning. You may or may not get used to the corniness. A little bit more about myself. Again, if you stick with us, I just want to, for those that don't know me, I know there's a few of you guys that have never heard me speak or probably don't even know who I am yet. So for those of you who have heard this story, here it is again. And for those that haven't, I just want to share it just so you guys understand where I'm coming from. So I'll be really quick, and then we can get to the 7 meaty steps of exactly how to get you step by step to 6 figures, and then some 2 bonus steps as well. A little bit about myself. I became a personal trainer actually almost 14 years ago. Funnily enough, I was when I was much younger, I got into a bit of trouble. I spent some time living on the streets and cleaned my act up together. You can see the full story on our quantumonlinepersonaltraining.com website. And I decided to become a personal trainer. And anyway, my goal was, when I first became qualified, was when I was like 20 years old, turning 21, was I didn't want to be the best personal trainer, because how do you gauge that? It's a matter of opinion and belief. I wanted to achieve something that I knew 100% without a shadow of doubt, this is me and I achieved it. So I decided I wanted to be the busiest personal trainer in Western Australia. And so I did. In 6 months, I was doing that. 6 months, I built a $140,000 turnover. I was doing between 70 and 80 show PT sessions a week, and I was charging about $40 to $50 per session when I first started. Now, this is 13 years ago, you've got to remember as well. So I did that. I was the busiest personal trainer in Western Australia. Started at a club known as BC The Body Club, which later became Zest Health Clubs, which obviously is owned by Good Life Health Clubs now. And when I was there, I achieved that. And then I realized that here I was, 21 years of age, trying to give people advice that had been training longer than I'd been alive. So it was a bit challenging. So I decided to become a sponge and spent the next 5 years just doing as many sessions as I could, attend so many courses and seminars, came across this great model called neuro-linguistic programming. Those that haven't heard of it or have heard of it, spend as much time as you can learning as much about neuro-linguistic programming and how to communicate and connect with others, also with yourself as well. For those that haven't heard of it, Tony Robbins made NLP massive in the 80s, 90s, and early noughties as well. And obviously he's becoming a bit of a legend pretty quickly now in the personal development realm, since a lot of the late personal development gurus are passing away, like Stephen Covey and Jim Rohn, etc. So Jim Rohn, actually, Tony Robbins' previous mentor, obviously passed last year. He used to say that if you really want to be successful, it's important to work harder on yourself than you do on your job or your business. Work more on your own personal development. Work more on being the best you can be, the healthiest you can be, the best mindset, emotionally fit you can be, the best relationships that you can have. Be the best person you can be. And you work more on yourself than you do on your business. And, some say that the key to fulfillment is to constantly grow. If we're not growing, we're like trees, we're dying. And Tony Robbins, he, in the seminar last year when I saw him live, he said, you know what, guys? There's 5,000 people there, whatever it was, and he goes, there's two words in the English language which destroy any future learnings. I was like, really? There's two toxic words. Like, what words can they be? I was thinking of the crude words and swear words. And he said, those words, if you want to self-sabotage any learnings or any growth, I know. Because whenever you hear something and you say, oh, I know, or I know that, or I already know, that cuts you off to any future learnings that you might have. And for those of you that attend personal development seminars or read books in any way, shape, or form, we know it's not just the content, but it's the way it directionalizes your mind to easily come up with cool ideas, aha moments. And the best ideas and epiphanies you have over the next 45 minutes won't be from the content that I share with you. It'll be from the creative juices flowing from your own mind, through your own mind, and the ideas that you have personally. And that's a whole NLP way as well, is that most people seek answers and ask questions. They don't get the answer they want, but they don't think to change the question. They're looking for answers and looking for answers, but they keep asking the same question. Einstein used to call this the definition of insanity, the insanity principle, trying to achieve the different result from doing the same thing over and over. It's the story of the fly. There's a fly at the window working so hard, buzzing his way, trying to get through the window, bang, bang, harder, just working harder and harder and harder and harder until he just eventually dies at the windowsill, not really realizing 10 feet to the right is a doorway he could have easily flown out of if he had tried something different. So if you're sitting there listening to me now and you feel as though that you're stuck or you're not getting the results you want, or if you're not playing this game at 100% and you want to live that game, if you want something you don't yet have, you've got to do something you've never yet done. If you want radical changes, you've got to change radically. And it all starts within yourself. So anyway, I spent about 7 years at the Health Club, and I ran numerous different businesses, ran a personal development business, and used to teach neurolinguistic programming courses as well. And then I was approached by Good Life Health Clubs to open up the first health club there, probably about 6 years ago, I think it was, in Perth, and opened it up and put together a team of 8 personal trainers, and grew that to 13 personal trainers, $750,000 turnover, and broke the record for any sales team, PT sales team in the history of Australia for any brand. And I thought that was really cool. I managed a team at the Zest Health Club beforehand and took that to #1 out of 33 clubs. And then I was at Good Life. I took their PT team to #1 out of 34 clubs, and we more than doubled the next highest club's turnover. Then I realized here I am making $750,000 a year for somebody else's business. I'd ran several businesses beforehand. I ran a massage business for half a dozen massage therapists, and we ran a successful group training business where we had 100 people going through each week through our group training business, charging $40 per person per session, which was quite expensive. Run online stores and a myriad of other different businesses that I did okay in, but I really, I was still quite young and still learning. So anyway, I left Good Life Health Clubs, and I came up with this idea reading a book called The Power of Now, some of you might have heard of. And reading the book called The Power of Now, I came up with this idea that I really wanted to work with fitness business owners to help them create a business for themselves, to create 6 figures so they wouldn't have to work, and create a business model that could work without them, and share my knowledge with them. I didn't know how I was going to do that. I downloaded a crappy logo offline. Next year, 18 months later, we're turning over $1.2 million. We had 16 of us at head office, had 9 personal trainers at 3 venues, 3 nutritionists, 3 coaches, had myself a driver and a virtual assistant and all the rest of it. And everything was great. And then I went and did something crazy, like fell in love with a girl on the other side of the country, beginning of last year. So I decided to make a tough decision, let that company go, moved over here. I gave all my belongings to charity and my family, Moved over to Brisbane from Perth, for those that aren't in Australia, from Western Australia to the eastern side of Australia, which is essentially the other side of the world given the size of the country. And moved over here from a 1.2 million business with 3 clients and $300 a week income, which was a bit of a shock to the system and just a suitcase. And then I decided to start a company online, Quantum Vitality, and as you will be aware, we do quantum fitness marketing, where we do business coaching and a whole bunch of different programs for fitness business owners of all different levels across the globe. We do quantum online personal training, which we're launching a new venture with that in a couple of weeks. Keep your eye out on that. We're going to revolutionize the way that personal training is done online worldwide in just a few weeks. I'm super excited about that. And also we do life coaching as well. And managed to build essentially a 7-figure business this time in less than 12 months, completely online. You've probably seen some of our other programs. We've got the 7-day detox program, which has had great success as well. And some of our fan pages, we've had incredible success on Facebook as well. I share this not to impress you guys, but to impress upon you rather, that I'm not quite 34 yet, and I've had the opportunity to do some cool things. But I mean this genuinely when I really say that I'm no better than anyone else, no better than any of you guys, far from it. If anything, I've probably made a lot more mistakes. I want to invite you to make mistakes and take calculated risks. And, I'm just somebody that's prepared to put myself in a position where, if I do make mistakes or things don't go the way as planned, that, I have a hedging strategy, and we'll talk about that now. So that's a little bit about myself. So, I'm really in a position now where I want to work with fitness business owners specifically to help you create through lifestyle design, 1, start a business, 2, create a 6-figure business, 3, then have your business work without you, if that's really what you want. There's another webinar we'll go through. So today we're going to talk a little bit about designing your action plan, as you can see here. Okay, we're going to set your targets and action plan. Now, the third step is formatting your marketing plan, refining your consult process, tracking your performance, increasing your conversions, adding more value to your service and improving your service, how to add a few additional income streams, which is a bonus, and how to leverage and duplicate this system as well. So if you do want to be in the running to win the cool prize at the end, and you do want to build a 6-figure business in the 6 months, let's continue down the rabbit hole together. So first of all, step 1, let's talk a little bit about designing your action plan. Why is it important for you to have an action plan? I love boycotting certain traditional business quote-unquote stuff like business cards and certain types of websites and to some degree even blogs, which is funny because I run an online business. And that includes business plans, because we can spend I remember once spending several months doing a business plan and it changed 2 weeks later. I'm like, well, but I do believe it's important to have an action plan. It's always critical to know what the #1 focus right now in your business is. What's the #1 priority? And it needs to be something finite that you know of. If you don't yet all have a piece of pen and paper, you're going to need some paper. So just take a moment as I continue, grab some pen and paper and get comfortable. As you grab that pen and paper, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why do you want to generate 6 figures? Why do you want $2,000 a week? I just want you to spend the next 10 seconds writing that answer down. Why do you want to generate 6 figures? Is it because you want to travel more frequently? You want to spend more time with your family? You want to be able to start another business or launch another venture? You want to be able to do something online? You want to be able to buy more clothes? I don't know. What is it? Why is it that you want to generate 6 figures? What is that reason? Does that motivate you? Okay. If it is driven by money, you will not feel fulfilled, no matter how happy you believe you are, and after a period of time, that happiness will disappear. It will dissipate. Because through contribution and adding value, we experience and feel fulfillment. Fulfillment isn't a destination. People say, well, when I win lotto or when this happens or when I get here, I'll be happy. But we don't feel or experience happiness from the external. It comes inwards. It comes from the inside out. It's a choice that we can make. And that comes from growth. And if we're focused on growing every single day financially, spiritually, relationship-wise, and health-wise, I guarantee you're going to be a much happier person. Now, I want to ask you this. Why is it important to you? Why is it important for you to grow to 6 figures? Just take 10 seconds to write that answer down. If you're not doing this, yes, you're right. I don't know. You might think Jason doesn't know if I'm doing this or not. Look, you're only cheating yourself by not doing this. You're here for a reason. If you're here for a reason, not writing that down, you're only cheating yourself. You might as well get off the webinar now. If not, let's grab a pen and paper and write this down. Why is it important to you? Why is it important for you to make 6 figures? Next question. What will happen if you don't? What will happen if you don't in 6 months' time? What are you missing out on? What are you missing out on by not having six figures? Are you missing out on that trip, that holiday overseas? Kaylee and I are going to Europe, my partner and I, in 8 weeks from today, in fact. Super excited. A week in Croatia, a week in Spain, a week in France, a week in Italy. I believe we're dropping into Dubai as well. Super excited. I can't wait. And thanks to Juice Plus and thanks to one of my business initiatives, I have the opportunity to do that. If you don't yet have something locked in like that, then I invite you to start thinking about that. There's people out there helping people create bucket lists. What a brilliant idea. If you had 24 hours to live, what would you do? These are the kind of questions. These are, yes, they're deep questions. I know it's late at night for some of us. It's different times for different people depending on where in the world you are. But you know what? If you don't have a strong enough why, none of it will matter. And if you don't yet have six figures, regardless of strategy, a big part of the reason why you probably don't have six-figure income yet is because your why is not strong enough. If your why is so strong you cannot fail, it does not matter how good or bad you are or how good or bad your strategy is, because you will find a way. And I truly believe that. What will happen if you do? So my question to you is, how would you feel if in 6 months' time you're in another webinar of mine and your business hasn't budged? How would you feel about that? Disappointed? Pissed at yourself? Upset? How would you feel? Depressed? Not a good feeling, right? But how would you feel if you had the right support, the right guidance, did everything that was necessary, and you were earning $2,000 a week? What would that really mean for you? Not having to worry about the bills and struggling, and spend more time with your wife or your partner or your kids or your family, to be able to travel more, to be able to have fun more, to be able to get that new car or that new home or whatever it might be. This is the reason. Find that why. Let it manifest. Focus on it daily. This is the #1 key to growing a six-figure business. We all understand the importance of setting goals. I think it's really important. The reason why I like to set goals is because this is the thing about goal setting. One of three things happen. Now, who set a goal? You've probably set a goal before, right? One of three things happens when you set a goal. One, you set a goal. It doesn't happen. Oh, crap, goal setting doesn't work. No wonder 97% of the population or whatever don't use it. Goal setting doesn't work. I set a goal and I did everything and it didn't happen. Two, you set a goal, it happens, but not when or the way you want it. So that kind of works. Not very motivating, right? Three, best case scenario, 1% of your goals, you achieve it the way you want and when you want. Everything happens and the gods align themselves and the success gods and everything happens the way you want. And you do a little party or dance and you have a little party in your head and you do this dance, you jump up and down and you scream it, yes, and then you stop for a moment and go, I've achieved it. You go, oh crap, what do I do now? It's like almost as like it's instant gratification. Then you set a new one. So the most important thing about setting a goal, and it's corny, and a lot of us have heard this, is it's not about achieving the goal, it's about the learnings and the person we become along the way. Whether you set a goal or not, or whether you believe in goal setting or not, is irrelevant. What is relevant, I believe, is that if you understand that by setting a goal high, you're going to reach higher and you're going to achieve more. It's really simple. The problem isn't that we set goals too high and don't achieve them. The problem is that we set goals too low and do achieve them. So it's like a to-do list. I can't remember the last time I completed my to-do list on the day. It doesn't mean I get depressed and overwhelmed about having to top it up the next day. I understand that for me, it challenges me to grow and to be more efficient and to be more effective and grow. Everyone's different. So I want to give each of you a bit of homework, or as I rather call it, home play. I'm going to send each of you, if you want to send me a private message on Facebook, send me a message on Facebook, or I'll even post it in the group. I'm going to send you a video tutorial explaining how to set up a 6-month action plan and how to create that. You're just going to make a list of everything and anything you want to achieve over the next 6 months. Some of you have done this before. Okay, there's a business and a personal section. You're going to put it into 4 columns, and it's going to create a bit of a blueprint and action plan for you. So that's going to give you a 6-month action plan. I want you to do that in your own time. We're not going to have time to do that today. We've still got a fair bit to get through here. Next step, what we'll do is we want to set your KPIs and your targets. So we know what the vision is. We know why we want it. We know we want 6 figures. We need to get really specific and chunk it down. So my question to you is, how many clients or sessions do you need based on your current rate to earn 6 figures? So I want you to write this down. So for example, let's get specific. Chunk this right down. If you charge $40 per session, you know that if you do 50 sessions, that's $2,000 a week and $100,000 a year. Okay? So if it's $50 a session, you know you need 40 clients a week or 40 sessions a week. So just please quickly write that down. If you need to whip out a calculator, as many of us probably do as personal trainers, then go for it. But please write this down. If you don't do this exercise, you're really going to miss out on this webinar. You really want to do this. Okay, so really simple. Most trainers will charge between $40 and $50. Okay, if it's in pounds or euros, if you're listening, then obviously just use that accordingly. So I'm going to use a scenario and say that it's $50 and we need 40 sessions. Okay. Now what I want you to do is on a piece of paper, I want you to choose an exact date that you want $2,000 a week by. Choose an exact date that you want $2,000 a week by. I want you to write down the date. So today is the 10th of June. If it's, say, 12 weeks, it's the 10th of September. So I want you to write 10th of September 2013. Okay. And if it's $40, you need 50 sessions. If it's $50, you need 40 sessions by then. Okay, so now that you've written that down, how many sessions or clients a week increase do we need? So for example, let's say that we're on 20 sessions a week. Okay, and my target is, I'm going to make it easy for me to work this out because I'm a PT at the end of the day, and we want to increase by 24 sessions a week to have 44 sessions in 12 weeks. So right now I'm doing 20 sessions a week, and in 12 weeks I want to have 44 sessions. That's 24 sessions a week. 24 sessions total, which means I need how many sessions each week to grow that? 24 sessions over 12 weeks, that's 2 sessions a week. So if I'm on 20 sessions a week right now, if I pick up just 2 sessions each week, that will take me to my target. So I want you to work out how many sessions a week increase, or clients a week increase, do you need consistently each week to hit that target. So write that down for me. Just take the time now to do that. How many sessions or clients a week do we need to increase that? Okay, so it will normally be 1, 2, or 3 sessions a week. Now that we have that, so my question to you is, most trainers end up with between 1 and 4 sessions a week. Let's say that the goal is to have 2 PT sessions a week. Let's say the average trainer the average client does 2 sessions. That means all I need to do is pick up 1 client a week for 12 weeks, and I'm going to be on 6 figures. Simple. So I'm not going to have 6 figures in 6 months. It's going to be in 3 months. And I guarantee most of you have probably got the 12 to 16 week mark there rather than 6 months. My question to you is, how do we pick up clients? We pick up clients by normally delivering a free consult process, right? It's very rare, maybe 1 in 1,000 personal trainers that I speak to don't do a free consult process, and they're normally well established in their lead gen systems, they don't need it. But we understand if we do a free consult process, it gives us the opportunity to get in front of more people, and we can sell more personal training, pick up more clients and help them, right? So the key to doing that is to do free consults. So if we need 1 client a week to hit our target, let's say you're looking down at your targets and you need 1 client a week, my question to you is, how many free consults do you need to do showed to guarantee you pick up that client based on what you know about your sales or conversion rate? So let's say I know for me that if I do 4 consults, I'm going to pick up a client. I want 4 showed consults. So just write 4 showed consults there for me on that piece of paper underneath at the bottom. So just write down how many showed. So as you write down how many showed there, I hope you're all doing this because you're really going to miss out if you're not. The whole session isn't like this. The beginning session is, so it gives you a finite target. It imprints it in your mind, and it keeps you aware and focused on exactly what you want and makes it more of a reality. So we understand that not everybody's going to show today consult, right? So to get 4 showed, I'm probably going to want to book, what, 6, 8? Me personally, I'm going to make sure I get plenty in. So I'm going to make sure that if I book in 8 consultations, I can guarantee that I'm going to get 4 showed. 4 showed consults. So I want you to work out how many booked consults, how many do you need to schedule in for your week to guarantee you're going to get the amount showed that you chose. So if you chose 4 showed consults to get 1 client or 2 client, then you might put 6 or 8 booked. If you wrote down that you need 3 showed or 2 showed, then maybe you'll choose 4 or 6. So what you should have there now is how many consults booked you need to book in, how many consults showed you need to show. Yeah. Should have in there how many clients or sessions you need to increase a week, and the exact date you want to earn that $2,000 a week by. So my question to you then is, let's say that I need 8 consults a week. And how do we book those consults? We need to generate leads. Now, if we're working at a gym, we might be getting help from a gym. For a mobile trainer, we might be using business relationships. We're going to talk about some cool marketing strategies today. Okay. But anyway, what you're going to need is you're going to need a certain amount of leads. You're going to need inquiries or contact details. I believe for 8, you're probably going to want about 20 names, so about 20 leads. How many leads or inquiries? Don't worry about the how-to. You might be thinking, well, I don't know how to get 20 leads. That's why I'm here, Jace. Tell me how to get some leads. And I will go through that. I promise I'll give you some cool strategies. How many leads do you need? If I said, here's your leads, and I gave them to you to book in those 8 consults. If you're using a similar scale to what I'm using, I would suggest for 8 or 10 to book in 20. Overcompensate and underestimate. How many leads do you need to book, and book that in? So now what I want you to do is I want you to have that visible each day. I want you to have that visible each day because we know that our #1 focus right now is to do whatever it takes to get you 20 leads or whatever that amount of leads is per week. Because I know that if I can generate 20 leads now each week through our marketing strategies, then I can guarantee that I can book in 8 consults, I'm going to get 4 showed, I'm going to get my client, and I'm going to hit my 6 figures in 12 weeks. It might seem like a bit of work, it might seem a little too mathematical, logistical, but honestly, it really is worth it. And people that stick to this and use it, and I've literally been a part of helping thousands of personal trainers build 6 figures across the globe now with all our, our How to Grow a 6-Figure Personal Training Business ebook, which is a free ebook you can get access to after this, has had almost 6,000 downloads, that ebook. And I've personally coached one-on-one hundreds of personal trainers to build 6 figures. We've had 15 personal trainers in the last few weeks alone build to 6 figures and hire 40 personal trainers between, which is pretty cool as well. So have that visible. We then use a success blueprint where we track and monitor that on a weekly basis. When we work with you, we help you set up a success blueprint. And every single week we monitor your leads, your conversions, your income, your clients and your sessions to make sure that that's happening. And if not, we can make the necessary changes. So again, if you want any help with that, have any questions, let me know. Next, we want to format your marketing plan. So we've established that we want to align our psychology. We've manifested our why. We know why it's important to us. I know I'm going through this quickly, but we spend a lot more time on this stuff in our programs. Okay. We know that our #1 priority right now is we just need 20 leads. So we need 20 leads, Jason. How do I get this 20 leads? So we want to create a marketing plan. What we personally do is we actually create a 12-week marketing plan with dozens of marketing strategies from internal and external. Okay, and they fall into what I call the 4 pillars, the 4 marketing pillars of a fitness business owner. Before I go through those 4 pillars, I just want to talk a little bit about my personal belief systems about marketing. First of all, I believe in a strategy called stacking and hedging. The problem with marketing and why most personal trainers or fitness business owners fail is because they do this. They go, oh, you know what, I'm going to do a letterbox drop. That didn't work. Okay. Let's do a referral campaign. That didn't work. Let's hand out some business cards and use word of mouth and fly, and that didn't work, and then nothing works. So what I like to do is I use a strategy called stacking and hedging. What we do is we take, say, 10 strategies, we stack them all together simultaneously, and we launch them. Let's say that 9 do not work and only 1 does. You have a 10% strike rate, and you're 100% successful. Because in the beginning stages of a business or the early stages of business, the problem is that more things don't work than do work, and we spend more time spending on working out what's not going to work for us and what does. And unfortunately, we need to experiment with these things to work them out. And that brings me to the second point here, that I truly believe that in marketing, everything works and everything doesn't work. So if you ever speak to somebody and they straight up diss a strategy, it's because they've had bad or negative experience with it themselves. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the strategy, but their psychology and their belief systems around that will obviously believe that based on their own experience. I like to think a little bit more open-minded than that, because my #1 priority with everyone I work with is always psychology. There's no one meal plan or fitness program for everyone, just like there's no one business plan, business model, or marketing plan for everyone. It needs to be tailored to and suited towards your psychology. The strategies that will work best for you are the ones you get most excited by, because you're excited by them, you're passionate about them, you want to make them work, regardless of how good or bad they are. Not your demographic, not your age group, not where you live, not how much you charge, none of that business. Okay? Everything works and everything doesn't work. I've seen lead box work, I've seen them fail. I've seen referral campaigns work, I've seen them fail. I've seen online stuff work, I've seen it fail. I'm sure you can appreciate and understand this as well. The internal strategies like to use are referral campaigns, bring a friend 3 weeks, info evenings, client appreciation day, monthly newsletter as an example. Now, they're not new. They're not really that exciting, maybe some might think. But how many of those are you doing on a regular basis? Imagine if you stack them all together. Our external are our lead boxes, our Facebook page, our online directories, our website, SEO and prize draws. I'm going to give you an example for each of you types of fitness business owners and run through that strategy quickly. I do have a plethora of strategies that we use. We have video tutorials explaining them with processes and templates and scripts and spreadsheets and everything you need to use them. Okay. The 4 pillars are database strategies, okay, where we use email marketing, text message marketing, one of the most powerful forms of marketing for a personal trainer, especially a local personal trainer. We use online strategies, so obviously our social media, our YouTube and our Facebook and Twitter, and also our directories and our website. We use our business relationships. There's 3 different strategies we use there, including lead boxes, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, which most of us have heard about. Lead boxes are really controversial because a lot of people believe they don't work, but most people just don't know how to use them. Okay, and what I believe to be the most important pillar is your social events, your event strategies. Because in marketing, your potential client, they're people. They don't want to feel like a number. And sometimes it's hard and we forget about it because we talk about logistics. But at the end of the day, we're in the people business. We're here to change lives. It's not about the business, it's not about the money. It's about, and it's corny, but it's true. It's about creating a lifestyle for yourself, creating a lifestyle for others, and that's what it's about. It just makes it easier when you have abundance of finances, abundance of health, and abundance of relationships as well. Because you're going to be much happier and you're going to be able to give a lot more. Okay, so what I love about the social event strategy, so your info evenings, your workshops, your bring a friend free weeks, your client appreciation day, your social events, dysfunctional and functional. What I love about all those strategies, your supermarket safari as well is a good one, is that you run them, you add value, you build a community, but no one ever feels like they're being marketed to or you're generating leads, or it's not about that. It's about marketing through adding value. You know, so many personal trainers and business owners attempt to compete on price. Never compete on price and lower your standards. Raise them. Compete by adding more value. If you work in an area where there's lots of boot camps or businesses or health clubs, I always like to be the most expensive. When someone's hungry at a Westfield, where does everyone go to eat? They go to the food hall. I love being in a highly populated area. People talk about this industry being over-flooded. Far from it. It's got so much room for growth. We're just all learning how to, and working out how to get along. That's all. The online world is going to massively evolve in the next 2-3 years online as well. We're going to see a lot more life coaching and stuff as well. So I'm going to give each of you there's 3 main obviously types of business owners that are probably listening. Rental trainers that work at a health club or a gym, mobile trainers that are running boot camp or outdoor businesses, and also studio owners. So I'm just going to run through a quick strategy for each of those 3, and you can probably work out a way to use each of these strategies no matter what kind of business you have. The first strategy is for your rental trainers out there. And this one strategy, there's an article on the website, quantumfitnessmarketing.com, and how to build a 6-figure business from this one strategy. All you're going to do is, floor walking sucks, let's be honest. Those that aren't at a gym, just stick with me. It'll take 3-4 minutes to explain. You'll probably get something out of this anyway. The problem is that people hand out business cards and let their prospects walk away, and they take cash, and they're not in control of your business. You want to be in control. You want to capture people's details so you can contact them, book them in for a consult, pick them up as a client, help them get the results. The way we do that in a health club, the fastest way, is the floor competition. It eliminates awkwardness from walking the floor. I do not like walking the floor. So what we do is we have a piece of paper. We print up that piece of paper. Okay, we provide this in all our programs. On the piece of paper, you have name, number, and email. You approach just 4 people each day on the gym floor, and you offer them the opportunity to go in the draw to win 1-month personal training. You walk up and say, "Hi, my name's Rob. Obviously, I'm a personal trainer here." No fluff. Don't worry about any report or any of that. I'm just wondering how you'd feel if I was to offer you the opportunity to go in the draw to win 1-month personal training valued at $299, whatever it's valued at. Who's going to say no? Most people are going to say yes. You get 4 names each day for 5 days. There's 20 names and 20 leads. Now, these people are already members. You don't need to sign them up. You don't need to bring them in and get them to sign up as members. You call and announce a winner. They receive 4 sessions: consult, follow-up, a 3rd session, and a 4th session. You can do it over 4 weeks, and you'll normally sign them up as PT as well. You'll call the other 19 people. We do offer a phone script in this with all our programs. You'll say something along these lines. "Hi, my name is Jason. The reason why I'm calling is this week you entered in the prize draw on the floor when we spoke to win 1 month free personal training. Just give me a call to let you know that unfortunately you didn't win that prize. However, I would like to offer you a free 1-hour one-on-one consultation to even further assist you in health and fitness goals. And, I'm just wanting for morning and afternoon a bit easier for you to do that. You're not selling anything. You're not asking if they like it, giving them a double bind option. They book in, and then you book them in, and then you upsell them personal training services. That gives you 19 people in the next week, you guys that are at gyms. 19 people. That'll fill up your next 2 weeks' targets, your next 4, 5, 6 clients, and I'll bill you guys later. Very simple, but very powerful, very effective. If I was to start at a gym tomorrow, that's what I would do first. Let's talk a little bit about mobile trainers. If you're a boot camp trainer or an outdoor trainer, the fastest way to get leads, even faster than online, is to capture leads and details from the businesses that work in your local area where your prospects go to shop. So if you want, I have a source where you can get acrylic plastic lead boxes, which are only $13.60 each in Australia. If you're outside of Australia, I actually don't have any sources at the moment. I'm sourcing them as we speak. $13.60. I'm going to recommend you go ahead and get 10. Okay, there's a couple of different strategies I like to do here. The way I like to do it is for lead boxes specifically, they're a quantitative strategy, which means that if I have 10 lead boxes in 10 different businesses and only get 2 leads a week, there's 20 leads a week for $130 total. For every venue I used to run, I like to have 20 lead boxes because I knew that would guarantee me a good 100 leads each week. Now, the quality of those leads might not be as good as some other areas, but you've got 100 names that you can add to your email marketing list, your text marketing list, invite them to Facebook, and you can add them to your community and grow your community very quickly. This is how I managed to grow a 9,500 strong text message marketing database for my last PT business, and almost 50,000 email addresses for our local areas for our 3 venues in just 18 months, which was huge. So it's always been probably one of my strengths is the database. The database is the brain of your business. If you were to lose everything today in your life, you'd be left with your own brain, your mind, your own body. If you lost everything in your business, you'd be left with your database. You'd have to start again. Grow your database even if you're not sure if they're going to be clients now. Guess what? In 6 to 12 months, they probably will be. Okay, so if you keep adding value through Facebook, email, text, sooner or later they're going to have questions about losing weight or getting into shape. So then what you want to do is you want to walk into, say, cafe takeaway stores, Subways. These are my favorite places where people have to wait for their order, wait to serve. Okay, and there's high turnover of people. Walk in and say, hi, my name's Jason. I run a really successful personal training business here locally. Just wondering how you'd feel if I was to offer all your valued customers the opportunity to go in the draw to win 1 month free personal training. Okay, you set them up. Who's going to say no to that? You set them up, your 10 lead boxes, okay, you get 20, 30, 40 leads a week. You draw it once a month. You call the leads weekly, but you draw it monthly. Otherwise, you can't. You're left with hundreds of people to try and call at the end of the month, which won't work. I just draw the winner from whoever's in the lead boxes that week. That way you're still doing it with integrity. Someone still wins. There's another strategy I also use if you want to try one with a bit better quality leads, although you won't get as many. Simply enter your name and number in this lead box for 2 free PT sessions for you and a friend, valued $99. That way you know those people are expecting your phone call. There's a phone script for both of those and what to say in all of our programs, no matter which program you use, except for we get 5,000 Facebook fans. We actually have a phone script where we call them up, let them know they didn't win, similar to the one I use for the floor comp. Book them in for a consult and upsell them. Again, fast way to grow your database, fast way to get people on your email and text message database, quick way to get a lot of leads and get your comp sessions in. Let's talk a little bit about a studio. If you're a studio owner, you're moving to a studio, you could use this for a boot camp, I guess, as well. You have a 7-day guest pass. Okay, so really simple. What you want to do is there's 3 rules to a 7-day guest pass. When we upsell PT, we have a free consult process. So when we sell group training or memberships, we want to use a 7-day guest pass. Okay, so what we do is all our marketing is focused on enter your name and number here for 2 free 7-day guest passes or win the membership or the boot camp if it's a group. Okay, and it's simply a business card. One side is a business card with a QR code so people can scan Facebook. On the other side, if you have any questions about that, let me know. On the other side is your 7-day guest pass. It needs to be activated. 3 rules to a 7-day guest pass. Okay. First rule is that whenever you hand out a 7-day guest pass, you hand out 2 at a time. The problem with business cards is you've got a business card handed out, it's not a marketing tool. This will be a voucher for a 7-day guest pass. Okay, it'll have name, number, and expiry date on there. Okay, whenever you hand them out, you hand 2 at a time. Whenever you generate leads, it's always 2 at a time. Second rule of a 7-day guest pass. If you are right in this town, some of you might be. So first rule is always hand out 2 at a time. Second rule of the 7-day guest pass is when you hand them out to a potential client, you only ever hand them out in exchange for an appointment. So if you're calling lead box leads, or if you're calling referrals, or if even if you're handing them out to prospects at a group training session or at your gym, in exchange they must book in for an appointment
where you'll present to them your membership options, your studio options, your group training bootcamp options, and upsell them. The third rule is that whenever you hand them out to an existing client, you only hand them out in exchange for a phone number. So you might organize these this week, do a blast, hand them out all to your clients. You've got 20 clients. Give each of your 20 clients 2 free 7-day guest passes. Oh, by the way, to activate those, I need to get the name and number of all those people you're going to give them to now. Put the expiry date for 4 weeks down the track. Okay, that way when those people don't call you, because they're not going to, they never do on 7-day guest passes, you'll already have their details and you can call them. Switch the power dynamics. That is the key to marketing. You want to know what the key to fitness marketing is? Is this. A few years ago, I was training a client outdoors. Guy walks up to me with his dog, says, "Excuse me, do you have a business card?" What would most people do in that situation? He'd give him a business card and then walk away, right? Big mistake. I just lost a potential client. People want to be professional. They want to have decals and stickers on their cars and have all this brand stuff and all this equipment and look great on the surface, but they're not making any money and struggling to pay the bills. My suggestion to you is save your money. And so what I did instead is, as I always did when I train people, is I pulled out a pen and said, "I don't have a card. What's your number? I'll give you a call tomorrow and we can go from there." Wrote his number on my wrist, had my client still train. He walked away, I had his number, called him the next day, picked him up twice a week for $100 for 2 30-minute sessions a week. Now I want you to think of that metaphorically and apply that on any level of your business to switch the power dynamics so that you can control your income, you can control your leads. If you use that with all your marketing, you'll go very far. Putting up flyers and doing all that kind of stuff and letterbox drops is good for awareness, but you're not capturing the details. You don't have that control. If you do have any other questions on any strategies or marketing specifically, if you want a marketing plan, let us know and we'll help you create one. We have very specific, in-depth 12-week marketing plans. Again, all the strategies, we have scripts, processes, videos for everything. Next, we want to refine your consult process. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. For those that haven't yet watched it, I did a full 1-hour webinar a while back on our complete 1-hour consult process. Scripted, word for word, close, overcoming objections, sales, and everything. I'll post it in the event, on the event wall after this. I strongly suggest you watch it. Again, if you're not using visual aids either, then you're missing out. I actually like to use, similar to this, use a PowerPoint presentation on an iPad. A couple of years ago, iPads weren't as mainstream as what they are now. We used laptops. And we'd present always our visual aid on our laptops. People would have the visual, they'd have the kinesthetic, it'd be more credible, more professional. It was much easier to get people on board. If you don't like sales, forget about sales. Think about helping that person. Wouldn't you agree the best way to help people is to see them through the end of the results and personally train them? If somebody comes to you and wants to lose 30 kilos, would you just write them a program, go, "Here you go, good luck, see you later"? Of course not. You sit down and set the goals, keep them accountable, and you take them through. It's like me going, "Well, here's a marketing plan, good luck." You might get good results, but it's not the same as having coaching. If you want 100%, if you want the best results you can possibly get, we know that you want a mentor, you want a coach, you want somebody there to keep you accountable. We know that. That's why we do what we do. So why is it important to have a consult process in the first place? If you're winging it, okay, you're probably missing out on a lot of new clients, okay? You want to have a structure, you want to sound organized, you want to sound confident. It's like you know what you're talking about. If you're at a point that you want to hit 6 figures, I'm guessing that you probably want to one day have trainers. When you bring on board trainers, you need to have your systems formalized so that you can easily duplicate and teach them effectively, so that way there's no communication breakdowns. So it's important to formalize it because it does increase your conversion rate. It does make it easier to grow your business down the track. It adds professionalism. Okay, you'll feel more confident as well. Just really briefly, for those that don't know about the structure, I like to do a 1-hour consult process. I personally had the opportunity to deliver this over 3,000 times myself, face-to-face, and I have no idea how many times online and through business coaching and online PT as well. So the first 30 minutes is sitting down and going through the pre-exercise questionnaire form. We have templates you can use for that. There's 3 main parts of that. Most people, they do all these different measurements and all that kind of thing. The intention of the consult is to build rapport, connect, work out what they want to do, and then sign them up as a client so you can help them. Okay, so 30 minutes building rapport, getting to know them personally, working out what their goals are, going through a bit of their history. 20 minutes is a full body blast so they can experience it, try before they buy. Full body blast, 80% lower and 20% upper for women and vice versa for guys. Then 10 minutes on the close. Again, I've got the exact close, the exact 1-hour process that I use. I'll post that in the event wall. It's called Advanced NLP Sales Training for Personal Trainers. I'll post that later for you guys. If you're serious about refining consult process, brilliant process. I had the opportunity to have almost 100 personal trainers in my employment over the last 13 or so years, and I've really had the opportunity to refine that as well. If you do have any other further questions, we can assist you with the PowerPoints, visual aids, and all those templates if you want as well. It's all in the business kit and as well. So once we've refined your consult process, what we want to do is we want to monitor your performance. We want to track that. Because, how many times, I know there's been times I'm like, people are like, how's business, Jason? I'm like, oh my God, business is amazing, it's incredible, I'm changing lives and money's great and everything's going perfect. And I've looked at my bank account and gone, shit, how am I going to pay for the bills this week? and then there's been other times they've gone, people go, how's business? I'm like, it's all right, it's not really going that great. And look at your bank account, and it's one of the best pays I've ever had. So how you feel about your business is not necessarily an accurate reflection of what's actually happening logistically in your business. There are two components, and I believe the key to a successful health and fitness business, a personal training business, is when you have a balance, a harmonious alliance between the business and the spiritual. You grow those succinctly together and understand that you focus on logistics, keep it separate to the emotional, spiritual, add value, helping people. Keep them separate, you'll go a long way. We are focusing more on the logistics today, I get that. So why is it important for you to monitor results? Why is it important? Why do you monitor your clients' results? Why do you track their results? Of course. And also, how do we know if we're not getting the results that they desire? If we set goals and they're not achieving them, we need to have tracking systems in place, whether it be measurements or weigh-ins or dare I say it, BMI or skin calipers or whatever it may be. I know some people have different different methods, the biosignature and all these different methods are quite popular now as well. So it's really important that you do monitor it. Personally, I love using MyFitPal and I monitor everything on there. Depending on the person and their psychology around something, I'll ask them, how do you feel about weighing themselves? Oh, I don't like it. Guess what? I'm not going to do it. How do you feel about weighing yourself? I weigh myself every day. Guess what? We're not going to weigh you anymore. It needs to come from them. The indicators come from them. So I don't necessarily determine the way I measure somebody through the way I like to do it, but how their psychology is around that topic, if that makes sense. So it's really important that you monitor your business. You monitor your results if you want to get stronger. You have a diary. You have used diaries with your clients. Why don't you monitor your business? It's the insanity principle, isn't it? Trying to achieve a different result from doing the same thing over and over. I believe that 80% of success is awareness. Being aware of where you are, where you want to be, and by when. How you're getting there is 80% of the journey. I believe that. What we focus on expands. The more we focus on something, if you focus every single day on what we've gone through today, and your why, and you add fuel to that fire every day, wouldn't you agree that regardless of what you take and use and apply from this webinar, that you are more likely to achieve that? Yes or yes? The key to my success is something I call PTing it. So people say, I had different interviews and different things before in the past, UltraFit Mag and other companies, and they've said, what's the key to success or secrets to success? Really, there is no secrets to success. And I say, I PT it. They're like, well, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, the reason why personal training has exploded over the last decade worldwide is because personal trainers like you and I, we understand that this is the personal training process. This is why we get such great results with people, that this is what we do. Know where you are, where you want to be and by when, backtrack from there to set smaller goals along the way, implement specific strategies to achieve those, track and monitor those, so if we're not getting results we want, we make necessary changes, align our psychology for that success, then have somebody keep you accountable, the most important element, to not only sticking to the plan, but focusing on what needs to be done. Because sometimes we change our minds, us visionaries, you know who you are, and we're all over the show. We start with this and go back to that, and when we don't finish things that we start. Tomorrow you can have a brilliant idea that's 10 times better than what you're currently doing, but if you always do that, then you're never going to get to where you want to be either. So like I said, you really want to eliminate emotions from your business and separate logistics, and we do that through tracking. By having tracking sheets and monitoring what we're doing through our client sessions, income, and our KPIs, regardless of how we feel about it, those numbers can't lie, and we can see the patterns and work out what's going on there. Okay. I want to talk briefly about finances. We do profit and loss budgeting, and my favorite spreadsheet is the projections. Imagine if you knew exactly how much you're going to earn each week for the next 12 weeks. What would that mean for you, your life, your business? Being able to budget special occasions, holidays, trips away. Imagine if you could do that. And what would that really mean for you to be able to do that? And that's what tracking will allow you to do.
Next, we want to increase your conversion rates. Okay, so you know what you're doing, you're working on the why, you're thinking about it every single day, you've got your marketing plan, you get your free consult process in place, you've set it all up, now we need to refine it. We need to create a well-oiled machine. So the way we do that is we do this in the program. I'm running a bit behind, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We create a bit of a sales funnel. Okay, now a sales funnel is simply the process between generating the lead and converting them. Okay, and a big part of that is our 7-step booking process in here. I believe that the biggest complaint of most personal trainers is no-shows, cancellations, and people not paying on time. Imagine if you never had to worry about that. So I've devised a 7-step booking process that we use in our program where I share with you how we've worked out how to get 80 to 90% show rate every single time, and that includes free consults. If you're booking in 8 to 10 consults a week and getting 2 showed, it's very frustrating. Again, I'm not going to have too much time to go through that right now, but in our programs we do go through that. Overcoming objectives. Now again, in the NLP Advanced Sales webinar that I'm going to post on the event wall, okay, if you're listening to a recording of this, you can find Advanced NLP Sales Training for Personal Trainers on YouTube. It is a full webinar where I go through how to overcome any objectives, how to use these drop cells as well, and how to create back-end products and services. So all these 4 here are covered in that NLP webinar. If you're watching this live, it will be available on the Facebook event wall after the webinar. If you're watching a recording of this on YouTube, then you can watch that NLP Advanced Sales webinar, and it will go through those pieces of information. So we want to increase your conversion rates, otherwise, you're going to be that fly at the window working harder and harder. Okay, so we've increased our conversion rate, we're generating leads, we're adding value, getting results, we're getting close to 6 figures. What do we need to do now? We need to add more value to your service. Otherwise, you're just going to feel like you're just churning and burning. And this normally happens between anywhere from the 3 to 6 year mark, some sooner, some later. But that 5-year mark for personal trainers, those who've been in the industry for a while, if you've been in the industry for longer than 2 or 3 years and not in 6 figures, you've got to ask yourself, are you prepared to make the necessary changes? Are you willing? Are you really wanting to do this? Do you really want to generate 6 figures? And again, it's not about 6 figures, it's how many clients. How many clients, how many people you can help along the way. I know that if I help 100 personal trainers find 20 clients, which we actually do quite often, that we've just inadvertently helped 2,000 people create a healthier, happier lifestyle. My personal mission right now is to help create 1 million happier, healthier lifestyles through relationships, finances, and health. Through lifestyle design, my true passion. And again, I have that opportunity to do that now. So some things to think about, some great questions to ask. What can you do in your next group training session or your personal training sessions that people will remember for 10 years? Some cool ideas. I just had a couple of clients, coaching clients that have recently done Bring a Friend Free Weeks. It's one of my favorite initiatives where we do a week of fun events. We do info nights and workshops and boot camps and we do themes. And he had a competition where he did a 1,000 push-up challenge. If the people that were registered did it, he would wear a dress for his group training, and he did that. I'm not saying that all you guys need to wear a dress. I'm just saying what can you do so that people remember it. I remember once doing a crazy hat day, and we had a champagne toast after, something small, but people talked about that for years because they felt naughty. They were having a champagne toast. It was pretty cool that the trainer was doing that. Okay. I had another a group, two young women. What they did, actually, I think she might be listening, is they did, I think it was a 1,000 burpee challenge. It was very similar. And if they all did it, they would have to wear their underwear on the outside of their clothing, which I believe happened, and which was quite fascinating as well. We used to do a lot of fun games and different things as well. We used to give away novelty prizes. So we used to play dodgeball. The person who came last, we give them a roll of black and gold toilet paper. Again, it's a little tacky, but people remember it. What can you do to make it memorable? Prizes, games, nibblies, drinks. What can you do to make it fun? What social events can you do? Do you do a newsletter? Do you go out casually and just have a drink with them? As a social event, of course. Well, I don't want you to do this now, but I want you to write this down now. I want you to make a list of 5 things that you can start doing to add more value to your PT service. I just want you to take 10 seconds right now and just listen to me. We're going to wrap it up in the next 10 minutes. I just want you to write one thing that you can do right now that you can start doing to add more value to your PT service. And it might be something you've been thinking about for a while, but I want you to write that down. What's one thing that you're committed to that you're going to start doing right now as of tomorrow in your personal training business to add more value? Some of my favorite things, as I've said, are social events. I love doing charity events. I love having award ceremonies. So every couple of months we'd do a social event, and I'd rotate them between what I call functional and dysfunctional. So we might go to a restaurant or a pub, have a couple of drinks, and we might go rock climbing and bowling or something like that, or paintballing.
And with the dysfunctional, quote-unquote, dysfunctional ones where we go to a restaurant or something, we're doing a award ceremony. We hand out medallions and certificates, and you know, we even had trophies for a while there at 30, 40, 50 bucks. You get a brilliant trophy, and they loved it. Remember, we used to do an annual beach carnival as well. We'd have 8 events. We had tug of war and beach volleyball. We all had the ribbons, remember from school, the first, second, third place ribbons. We had those, and they'd get into teams, and they'd use the zinc, the coloured zinc, so that way, and they'd have team names, and we'd have a winning team with medallions, and they'd have a winning individual with a trophy, and we'd have a barbecue afterwards. What can you do? What can you do like that to add more value to your service? Things that you probably thought about that you know but you're not doing. Make it fun and exciting and go the extra mile. What can you do to add more value to your service today? Something maybe you've been thinking about for a while. But before we finish up, I just want to talk a little bit about adding some additional income streams. By this stage, you should and will, if you stick to this stuff that we help you with, you will be on 6 figures and you'll start looking at additional income streams. If you're not yet doing group training, you definitely want to implement group training. Also online personal training. If you're not doing anything online, if you have any questions about setting up anything online, let us know. It's definitely something we're embarking upon. I'm launching something in a couple of weeks in a webinar you definitely want to be a part of for just 10 opportunities for personal trainers if you are interested in that. Direct marketing, Juice Plus. Look, you guys know, most of you know I do Juice Plus. Heck, even if you don't do Juice Plus, do something else. Find yourself a direct marketing company that creates residual income forever. The beauty about that is I've been doing Juice Plus for about 18 months. And it's paying for a month in Europe for me this year and 2 weeks in the US later this year. We're doing New York, Times Square, New Year's Eve. Okay, the cool thing about direct marketing is no matter whatever happens in my business or the economy, I'm still going to have that there as a hedging strategy. I'm still going to have money coming through no matter what, because you work once and you get paid forever. And the direct marketing industry is the only industry in the world that increases and improves the worse the economy gets. So guess what the fastest growing industry on the planet is right now? You betcha, the direct marketing industry. 1 out of every 3 homes in America right now are a part of a direct marketing company. 1 out of every 5 in Australia is part of a direct marketing company. That is huge. Okay, there's some great products out there. Align yourself with something that you care about and you're passionate about. What I love about Juice Plus is that it is a whole food concentrate, not a synthetic vitamin. It's raw vegan, gluten-free, fructose-free. Okay, and I love that it's a raw vegan product and it's in alignment with our detox program as well. I'm a firm believer you cannot beat real nutrition. The problem is that billions of people out there are not eating 7 to 9 plus pieces of vegetables a day, and it's creating a lot of issues, obviously, health-wise. Again, we have an online supplement store. If you sell anything online, the Fit Shop, some of you might see the Fit Shop. If you want a 1-month free trial to that, you can sell supplements, clothing, and equipment online. All the work and posting and handling is done for you. You get 100% of the profits. It's another great way. Also, ebooks and trainings. You can become a detox affiliate with us if you want. Okay, through Juice Plus, you can make money, and it's all done online. Your online supplement store, all done online. And if you become a detox affiliate, it's free, and you make $24 for each one you sell, and you get to change lives. We're launching our 8-week Body Blitz in about a month as well, which is an 8-week automated program. It's going to sell for $97, and you make $45 for each one of those. If you have any questions about adding any additional income streams, please let me know. Okay, and finally, once you do that, you really want to leverage and duplicate. So once you've set all that up, you might as well hire trainers, or how can you grow a business model that runs without you? If you don't want to grow a team, okay, there's another webinar you can watch called How to Create a Passive Income to Never Have to Work Again. Okay, and that can be found on YouTube and our YouTube channel. Okay, that's the next step after this once you're on 6 figures. You want to leverage and duplicate. If you don't want to have trainers working for you, okay, what we do is we help you grow to a team of 3 trainers. We have a head personal trainer that has an operations manual, runs the whole business, you do nothing. Helped a personal trainer at a Fitness First last year, build 6 personal trainers, 1 was a head trainer, $500,000 a year turnover. He travels the world, does no work, has a 30-minute to 1-hour meeting, Skype consultation with his head trainer once a week, and that's all he does. It's pretty cool setup if you ask me. You had to do a bit of hard work to get there, but it was worth it. Okay, if you don't want to do that, maybe it's something online. Maybe you can do something online and we can help you do that as well. Hire staff and do it all again, or duplicate your systems online. Leverage, duplicate, and automate. I will strongly recommend that you take action and get a mentor or a coach. Heck, even if you don't use us, get somebody to keep you accountable. Even if it's a partner or a mentor, or find somebody. I know that when you are paying for it, financially though, we do value it more. I know that when I was younger, I charged my mum full price for personal training, and she didn't understand at first, but she appreciated and she valued the whole process more. So she stuck to the meal plan, she stuck to the training, and she lost the 20 kilos, and she'd thank me later for it. Personally, if you do want any more assistance, we will be in contact with you to offer you a free consult with myself personally where I can answer any questions about tonight. As promised, I did say that I was going to give away a prize.